Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Gold Panning Fever episode number 194, where we're going to be going through some Vendetta Prospecting Paydirt. So, a little bitty tiny bag, not much material in there. Let me see. I'm actually going to weigh it up today, see if we can't figure out how much it is. Here's my scale. Do that. But, yeah, there it is. 3.7 grams guaranteed. It is his 100% bag. It does say the spot on here because I was trying to calculate the spot earlier. I was like, I know what I paid for it, and I know how much he said generally how much gold's in it, 3.7 grams. The spot price was 108.8 on the day of purchase. Well, the day it was made. So, all right, let me catch up on chat real quick before I forget. Where we got? Where's chat at? I'll pop that out. Vendetta, thank you for being here and being my number one fan for the day. The first person that posts, I think, gets that. I don't know why they have that. So, or the first couple people that post. Gold Baron, well, you were here, but now you're not. Shane Pathero, thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. And thanks for joining the live. Kristen Reed, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. I'm sure Mike's here. David Danderan, how's it going? Afternoon all. Thank you for joining the show. HD Chevrolet, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. And everyone else that's here, let me go scroll through all Vendettas. There's Michael. How's it going, Michael? Thanks for joining the show. Stephen LeBlanc, Mentally Corrupted. How's it going? Thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone that comes in. All right. This is so much chat with just Vendetta. I gotta scroll through. Shane again. Ozark Buck, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining the show. I still need to get in contact with you, Ozark Buck, about the your video and what I told you. You have to remind me. You have to send me a text to remind me so I can make up some bags this week to have prepared for you. Brad Thompson, how's it going? John Gear, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. All right. Jason, how's it going? How have you been feeling, Jason? How's your son doing too? Robert, how's it going? How you been doing? Neanderthal Prospector. Did Yukon Alley pop in here? I don't see her in chat. Is she here? Let me see. She is here. Wow. I missed you, but I appreciate you being here, Allison. Brewers Prospecting, how's it going? Donna, how are you? Thank you for being here. Oh, there's Yukon Alley. Maybe my chat's just slow. All right, let me pop out chat so I can look at it in my face because it's kind of off to the side now, so it's kind of not where it's supposed to be. There we go. But yeah, Allison, you don't make it to your show last week, but now you make it to Vendetta's show. Hopefully that doesn't mean equipment's broken down or something. Hopefully that just means you're taking a break, a coffee break or a beer break or something. Good, my son is doing better. That's awesome. That's so good that y'all are both doing better. Yeah. But yeah, so this week, since Allison is here, we're going to go through some Vendetta prospecting. Last week, we went through some Yukon Alley, and she wasn't here. But yeah, this week we're going to be going through, this is, if I remember this 100% correctly, this bag was a miscommunication with Vendetta and a buyer. They wanted, he had his $100 or his $200 100% ROI bags that were $200 each. You would get whatever the gold was. It guaranteed you a 100% ROI. And someone told me he wanted two of them. So Vendetta made up a $400 bag of Paydirt, but what they really wanted was two $100 bags. So Vendetta, being the crafty person he is, sent it to me and said, hey, I will send you this bag of Paydirt 100% free, but you got to send me all the gold back. And he would know that I'd keep thinking, how much gold's in here? What's the gold look like? Is it pretty gold? Is it my precious gold? And then I would send him $400, which is exactly what I did. So I would own this gold. So he's a crafty salesman. He knows. Just send him the Paydirt before they even pay for it, and they'll buy it. No. But yes, that's what we're going to be panning out today. It does say it's guaranteed 3.7 grams of gold. I'm not going to weigh it up at the end. Today's probably not going to be a long show. My son is here, and he wants to go to the skate park. So we're all delaying his skate park. Fun, so. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be panning this out today. Gold spot has dropped some. So it's, I think, 106.69 last time I checked today. It was at 106 a gram. So when this bag was made, it was 108. So I need some more stuff to go on in the world to get gold back up to 108 maybe. But Rocky Mountain Prospect, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. Well, there you go. There's UConn's address. I didn't know that. Maybe I'll send you some. I'll have to go back through chat to see this, though. So, but hopefully everyone's doing good. It's the beginning of the week. You know, nothing major has happened. Just driving home. Well, that's good. So this should be fun. I know Vendetta told me about this Paydirt. We talked about it, and he told me a whole bunch about it. And then, you know, we hung up the phone, and my brain went mush. So it'll be, it does say it's a BBE, and it's a mystery bag. So it'll be fun to pan out. I'm excited. I always like Vendetta Paydirt. I don't think I've ever had a bad bag of Vendetta Paydirt. Sometimes it gets frustrating because it's got a lot of organics in it. So I actually reused some water I dumped out before because I was like, don't want to put clean water in here. It's Vendetta. There's going to be a lot of organic. So we're just going to leave it like that. So I agree with 100% with that, Jason. As soon as I said to get it back up to 108, I was like, nobody's going to want it back to 108 except for, you know, the gold hoarders or the gold sellers. I mean, the days of gold being at $40, I just, no matter, even if gold crashes, it won't go back down to 40. It might crash and go down to 80. You know, like I remember saying that I thought 75 was the perfect price, where it was a good price, is a good enough price where people could go back and start remining stuff. And, you know, it brought a ton of people out, because when it was at 40, you know, it still hadn't brought out a ton of people out into, you know, to do gold mining again. It just wasn't still profitable. But at 75, it made it so it was profitable. You didn't have to have a super rich claim. You could go and start gold mining. So 75 was probably a perfect price. But, you know, unfortunately, I don't get to set the prices. Don't ask me. Same as like they don't let me set the interest rates. I don't know what's going on with this world. But yeah, but sadly, I mean, I would really like it if gold went under 100 again. I don't like it over 100. Because, you know, this is the part. Gold is kind of scary when it's over 100, because I kind of figure it might crash. Something's going to happen, you know, like China and all these other foreign countries, Germany, are going to stop hoarding gold, because that's what they're doing right now. Is everybody's buying up tons and tons of gold. They're not buying bonds anymore. They're not buying loans. They're buying gold. A lot of these countries are buying gold because of all the turmoil. But eventually they're going to stop. And as soon as they stop, I'm really worried that gold will drop down to, like, you know, lower. I'm just hoping not too low. But under 100 would be great again. But we'll have to see. I don't think so. Not anytime soon. But got to deal with it, unfortunately. So it's like I said, and I've said multiple times, Paydirt sellers need to go back to the old days when Paydirt used to have 1/8 gram bags of Paydirt, 1/4 gram bags of Paydirt, 1/2 gram bags, because we don't want this hobby to become an elite hobby. We don't want it to be the new golf, where, you know, if you want to play a round of golf, you've got to, you know, spend $100 just to get into, you know, the park, and $400 worth of clubs and this and this and this, you know, $40 to rent the cart. You know, we want everyone to be able to pan Paydirt. So it's a great hobby. Everyone should be able to do it. So you need to have some cheaper bags out there. Unfortunately, right now, the cheapest bags you can get are all on eBay, and everyone knows what happens when you buy eBay Paydirt. So always down for some port sweepings. And collecting. I know I've been keeping a hoard. I keep, what I have is so when I finish doing my cleanups at the end of the night, I have my secondary pan, my catch pan, and I empty that out. And then when my sink is drained and everything else, I have the float. So all the dirty material that just floats around, I save that. So I've been saving just the floating material, all the stuff that just makes your dirt cloudy. I wait for it to settle. I scoop all out and put it in a bucket. So I'm going to have to go through that soon. But without any further ado, let's just start panning. Let's get into this 100% guaranteed ROI bag. Guaranteed. Now, if I remember right, I think there's supposed to be some pickers in here, some nice sized pieces of gold. So hopefully we'll see them. Hopefully we'll have some fun with that. But thanks everyone for being here. I'm not going to make you look at my ugly mug for too long. We're going to go panning. And as soon as I say that, Donna, thank you very much, Donna. You're always way too kind to me. Oh, and the shoes. Oh my gosh, the shoes. That's it. That's what my son was really into golf for a while. And I was like, I'm not going to play golf. I'll go to the tee range and where I can just wear whatever I want and just, have one club, spend $20 hitting the golf balls. I could do that, but no, not the other stuff. So it is Vendetta. It is. No, I agree, Michael Reed. I was doing some research. I told you I'm going to be doing some eBay videos this year. And I was doing some research yesterday. I saw you have a 0.5 gram bag up and two grammers up. Need some more variety, not just one cheap, one really expensive. But yeah, but what I'm talking about is cheap. Your cheapest bag right now was $58 plus $12 shipping, Michael. I'm talking about like the $30 bag, When I first got into this hobby, the average price for a bag of Paydirt was probably about $25. That was probably the average price for a bag of Paydirt. It's $25, and if you were really going to spend some money, you spent $50. Now, a decent cheap bag of Paydirt is going to cost you $60 to $70. And that's what I'm talking about. If good sellers started selling $30 bags of Paydirt, then, they wouldn't go to eBay. Because somebody that's like, I just want to start panning is going to go to eBay. Because eBay has $20 bags of Paydirt, $30 bags of Paydirt, $40, $50, $60. Every price range you want is on eBay. Whereas good sellers typically have $100 bag of Paydirt, $200, $300, $400, $500 and up, But Hobo Rob, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. PA, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining the show as always and being a mod. And thank you too, Robert. Robert and Donna, thank you both. Way too kind. Let's get to it though. Vendetta. We're going to switch over to get rid of the ugly mug or shrink down the ugly mug for a second. There we go. Nope, that's not right. What do we have? Panning cam needs to be there. All right. Now we can shrink it down. All right. I'm going to shrink it down. Got the pan all set up and some semi-clean water for the Vendetta. Vendetta doesn't deserve clean water. Hey, I am Zaxxon. How's it going? Thank you. I plan on having fun. I've never not had fun with some Vendetta Paydirt. So, like I said, sometimes it's a little aggravating with all the organics, but you tell me in the description, so I know it's got organics. Now, also, since the show is starting, if one of my mods, is my camera frozen? No, it's not. Okay. So, if one of my mods wants to drop the hidden link today, we will be giving away one of these. They got envelopes, 10 envelopes. You pick the envelope, and one of them will either have a gold-plated dime or some Miller Prospecting Gold. So, hidden link. Wants one of my mods to drop it. Let's put some gloves on. And I really like the bag. Really like the bag. Oh, what else is in here? Is there something else in here? Oh, there was a Vendetta sticker in here too. Look at that. Vendetta sticker. Add that to my pack of stuff for future places. I don't know what I'm going to do with this extra bag. If anyone wants an extra bag, let me know. Maybe I'll put that in one of my bonus gifts, 2nd and 3rd place. Yeah, it was excellent. Oh no, I need scissors. Let me open this up. Who was the seller that complained about one of my Paydirt reviews? Oh, they threw a fit and said it must have been a fake review because I used scissors to open the bag. Was it Arcs Paydirt? Who shortly after stopped sending out Paydirt and closed. Yeah. Oh, they got some big old chunky pieces of material in here. So here we go. Got some big old rocks and stuff in here as usual. I'm not going to take out. I'm going to pan them out. Oh, it's nice. Ooh. Good for the Tuesday tailings. And it is definitely hot outside. I don't know where anybody's at, but here is in the high 90s again today. Tomorrow I gotta go cut my daughter's grass, and it's gonna be in the 90s, so I'm gonna be dying tomorrow. Hey, John, how's it going? All right, got the gloves on. You know, see, I'm smart. When I pan the Vendetta stuff, I put gloves on just in case there's mono going around. See, that protects me. All right, let's start panning this out. Doesn't look like there's too much black sand in here. Where's my, let me check this out. Yeah. This must have been some top layer material. Not too much. Not too much in the way of magnetics. So it doesn't even look like there's any organics in here. This might be some of my favorite Paydirt from Vendetta. I see no organics, no black sands. We'll have to see. But all the gold might be microscopic, so who knows? We'll find out. Ruby ore. Oh yeah, this is when you went up and saw our buddy, huh? This was your California material, isn't it? This is the stuff you and Carson got, right? That's awesome, Michael. And by the way, HD, I did not send out your your prize you won last week because because last week HD, in case anyone doesn't know, won one of the Miller Prospecting cards with some gold on it. But the only one I had left, because I couldn't find this one was down here, had the tiniest piece of gold that I didn't think was worthy of an HD shovel head. So I had to go hunt down some more gold to put in there, and I got to make those this week. So I'll send it out with your Patreon stuff. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll pan out an ounce of Vendetta's material if he sends it to me and lets me keep it for free. In fact, I'll do that for anybody. Any Paydirt wants to send me an ounce of gold and some Paydirt. They don't even have to send the Paydirt. If they just send me an ounce of gold, I'll pan it out. Just nothing in it. As long as they let me keep the gold. Only 40 bags. That's crazy. I know I have one Patreon bag from Vendetta somewhere on my shelf. I have no idea why I have a Patreon bag from Vendetta. One of these days we'll have to go through it. If I burn through this one too fast, maybe we'll go through the Patreon bag too. Let's see. Any gold in the first? Oh, there's gold in the first pan. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It has to be one that I won or something. Because I was like, I'm too cheap to be in a good high enough tier in anybody's Patreon to actually get a guaranteed bag of Paydirt every month. No. Even though I think it was twice I've tried to switch in yours Vendetta where it was the $25 tier or something where you get a bag of Paydirt. But every time you were full. And then I go broke again and I'm like, okay, can't do that. But yeah. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Where is it? Maybe I went through it already. Maybe I got bored one day and panned it out off camera because it's not on my shelf. All I have is a bag of your Turkey Creek. I have those some and none bags, and that's it. I must have panned it out. Oh, and I have the last bag you sent me too. That came with this one. But I must have panned that one out. Yeah, and that is crazy, 40 bags. Because if you think about it, that just means 40 months. They have some crazy people that are really good supporters on Patreon. I have some great Patreon members that have been around for a long time. And one of these days, I will throw a huge party. We'll do the whole Jason Flower Gold Wizard thing and throw a huge party in Indiana or somewhere for all my Patreon members. Some cool rocks. Got to save some of the cool rock stuff. I have a 4-year-old bag. I think the oldest Paydirt I have, I don't even know what the oldest bag of Paydirt is. Definitely not 4 years old. I think the oldest bag of Paydirt I actually have is my Digger Doug's Paydirt, and then I have, older than that is my German Paydirt. I have my advent calendar that's probably 4 years old. Because now I have 2 of them. They're so old. It's multiplied. Yeah, that's a good thing. Who was it? Somebody posted the other day on one of my comments on my video about, hoarding bags of Paydirt pays off in the long run. Because, like I even joke with my buddy who really has still, I think, last time he told me, I think he said he had like 10 bags of Felix Paydirt, but he hasn't bought from Felix Paydirt in probably 4 years. So in the last 4 years, Gold Spot has gone up from like $75 to 108. So I told him he's getting close to 100% ROI. He just has to hold it for a couple more years. The Jimmy Spot Paydirt. I remember that one. I don't think I ever panned it, but I remember most of Vendetta's Paydirts. I need to look. I always see it on your website, Vendetta, where you have the like, current Paydirts and Paydirts of the past. I need to look on that to see if you actually kept it up to date and show all your old ones. Because I know LXR kind of did that. LXR, if you went to his website, he showed all the Paydirts he's made and just, wouldn't be available if, once they ran their course. But you could see all his older Paydirts. I remember that one, Vendetta. I remember when y'all two were bidding it out. And I knew not to bid. That's the problem. Is, it's the same thing when I go on Whatnot on Mike's auctions. Like the other day, it's like, who was it? Teo. I was on there with Teo and we were both bidding on, one of his bags of Paydirt on Mike's Paydirt. And I was like, Mike from GNS, by the way. And I was like, what the junk? We're just outbidding each other. Then when the second bag came up, like I won the first bag, and then the second bag came out, I was like, well, I kind of want to bid against him and make him pay a whole bunch too now. But yeah, every time one of those little cans of Paydirt come up on eBay, I just know, I'm like, it's going to be Vendetta, Clash, HD, me. I know who's going to be trying to buy those for a shelf or a video. And I know they're never going to be worth it because they only have like 1/10 of a gram of gold in them. So, yeah. Well, I've got my one bag, so I won't be buying any more Paydirt off of Whatnot anymore. I want other people to experience the Paydirt. Now I might bid just to get the price up so my bag becomes worth more. Mm. Just don't get between me and cake. Yeah, usually everyone's still around. Like I even saw Carl. I saw Carl the day before yesterday on Facebook. Made a new post. I was like, oh, a lot of time, people. Here, we're gonna put this one to the side too. A couple of these little nice little pieces we're gonna keep to the side. Annie Stevens, how are you? How are y'all doing? How was y'all's little trip? More gold. We should find gold in every single pan. This is a 3.7 gram bag. Yeah, I think it takes a lot of time to keep active on YouTube. You wouldn't think it is, but just trying to keep up with like posting on everyone's post, which I seldom do. I'll watch their videos or put them in my queue and watch them while I'm doing stuff, but then it's like I'll forget and it'll just roll to the next video of somebody else, and then I forget to have left comments or hit thumbs up. That's why everyone should love GS Prospecting. That man comments, thumbs up on every single video, every single time. That dude. I'm like, man, it's like his job. I am Jackson. Everything on your phone is a waste. The only time that you should really be on a phone is if you're looking up directions or looking how to fix your Jeep. That's it. Those are the only really two things. Everything else is pretty much you can figure out without a phone. But nowadays, everyone needs a phone. And everyone spends tons of time on their phone. I spend tons of time on my phone. Way too much time. Oh, that's awesome, Annie. I think I hear something. I don't know. It sounds like something heavy, and it looks like we've got all the big rocks. So yeah. This bag is going really quick. No organics. You see, this is no organics. You can tell this is an Arizona material. Yeah, I saw. What was it? What did I think he just posted? I think he just updated his photo or something on Facebook. But I did see that he was still active. So, all right, Vendetta. No worries, no worries. I think this bag is going to go pretty quick. So I think I still have those two bags of yours, the Some and the None. Since this bag is so good, I'm gonna probably do the None bag. Just go through that, burn through that, to keep some time going with the show. And if I don't finish it, it won't matter because it's got none in it. All right. We are getting close. This one is really going quick. When I planned this one, I kept thinking to myself, oh, it's Vendetta. It's going to take a while to be hard. And then I kept thinking, this isn't Vendetta material. This is Vendetta in California material. Chef V, what's up, brother? How you been doing? I know, that's what I was thinking too. I wonder what chef's cooking. I miss old Sasquatch. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna have to send. See, the thing is, I keep doing these shows, and whenever we talk about Sasquatch, I'm like, oh, I need to send him a message on Facebook, see how he's doing, see if he'll start popping in the show every once in a while again. But then I forget, and because I almost never use Facebook. I log into Facebook once a day, and maybe twice if I'm lucky, or I'm unlucky, I should say. But I only log in once a day just to clear whatever all the messages are or whatever I got on Facebook, friends requests and things like that on Facebook. So, and it's usually not late at night. I stay away from Facebook late at night. You don't want that kind of misery. So it's usually in the middle of the day. So, like after the show, I'll totally forget about it because I won't go on Facebook for a while. And thank you very much, brother. You really didn't need to do that. Writing on a post-it, that won't help. My desk is so covered in post-it notes. Do this, do this. I will find one. I just found one. I just found a post-it on my desk that was from February, where I was supposed to call my insurance company, and if they do an in-home visit, they'll give me $50. So, and it's been sitting on my desk since February. I'm like, dang it, I can't throw money like that away from an insurance company. So I called them today and scheduled it. It takes me a long time to go through post-its on my desk. Same thing with videos. I have a a folder on my desktop on my computer upstairs with all my video ideas, and I've got ones on there that have been on there for 3 or 4 years, and I still haven't done it. Easy grilling. Yeah, in the summer you don't want to cook anything. You don't want to be baking anything in the summer. That's for sure. Refotris, what's up, brother? I like the Kalishi bags. Those were good bags. Yeah, I'm the same way. See, I have like you won't see them here, but usually on my floor in my studio, I'll keep bags of Paydirt that I bought or broke, or I decided not to do a video on them, or they're sellers I don't like and I don't want to advertise them by having them on camera. But and then that's what I'll do. Something will happen. I'll say, "Oh, I need to go through all these bags," and I'll just spend a week panning out stuff. Usually, when something breaks in my house and I need an extra 100, $100, I don't have to buy any gold for the month. Joe Murrow, what's up? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Yeah, see, I have to write on everything. So, like, whenever I get a bag of Paydirt in, on the back of every one of these bags, well, you can't see them because you're looking at my pan, but on my shelf, every one of them on the back tells me exactly what's in them. Because I'm like, I know eventually either me or my kids 10 years down the road are going to be like, what is in this bag? And I'm like, I don't want to miss something, because, I start going senile or not being able, my hands start shaking and can't pan. I want to make sure I know what's in the bags. You know. The gold monster arrives Thursday. Oh, your metal detector. I was like, because there is a high banker called the Gold Monster, and I was like, oh, you got a high banker? I was like, but why would you be running, putting your high banker on top of your gold, your pay dirt? But now I get it. There you go. Nice piece of gold there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Handshaking will help when you're in the beginning, but when you're trying to clean the gold, you know, it don't always help if you're like that. Golden Dragon, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Gregory Littleton, how's it going? That's a big old nugget. Let me see. Where's the metal pan? I have the metal pan. My metal pan's starting to rust. I need to take better care of it. I need to throw it in the fire too. This sounds solid. Vendetta kind of told me what this one weighs, so but it does sound solid. Looks nice and pretty. We'll put this to the side. Let's do the finishing pan, get all the small gold. Lots of pyrite. Lots and lots of pyrite in this. Waiting on Gold Hog. Gold Hog, I haven't seen anything new from Doc in a while. I'm surprised. Like, no new mats, no new nothing. The last thing they did was kind of their stream sleuths, and then since then, usually he was always coming out with something, or at least posting about something, you know, coming out in the future. Repotress. That's a good one. I just use gold nuggets for mine. You know, you can hammer them down to get them the perfect height before you put them underneath the tables and stuff. If it isn't the other Mike, how's it going, Mike? Thanks for joining the show. Vendetta is driving in his truck somewhere or another. But how you been doing? I missed your. I don't know if you did a show yesterday, but I don't have my Whatnot app on my thing to send me notifications. So I remembered at like 8:30. I was like, oh, doesn't Mike do his shows usually on Mondays? But when I logged in, you weren't on. You know. And you don't do, does it? So I had a question for you, Mike. Does Whatnot not allow you to DVR your live shows anymore? Because I know they used to. Because when I did my burglary video on Prospector Golden Gems, that's how I got a ton of my information, was by going back through his old shows and watching his old shows, because he had DVR'd them all. So you could go back and see all of his old shows, and I just watched all of his shows and listened to him cry about, you know, they climbed up a 2-inch rope with grappling hooks. They were the police weren't called. So I just been curious, because I was like, you know, when I ordered something from you, like the Paydirt or something, I mean, I know what I'm getting, but when you look on Whatnot, it just says item number 73, and I'm like, well, that doesn't tell me anything. What is item 73? Yeah. Then at least if they had the DVR, you could say, let me watch that back and see exactly what I've been on. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much, Nightbot, for promoting Mike. I forgot that was on there. You can. So it's probably a setting. It's the same as YouTube. YouTube has a setting where if I want to keep the shows after, you know, the live shows after, if I want to be able to show people to see them. Yeah, that's the problem with new stuff. You got to learn a whole bunch of new stuff. Then they change it, you know. Same with YouTube. It's just same reason why we have these, like, you know, fan things on next to some people now. They make something, you finally learn it, and they change up a whole bunch of stuff. A video purchase. Hey, Brad Welch, thanks for joining the show. Thanks for joining the show, Brad. I appreciate everyone who joined the show tonight. Just going through a heavy 100% ROI bag from Vendetta. Oh, Nightbot's is killing it. Get them their $15. Yeah, that's one. There's a couple of things I'm not a huge fan about Whatnot, but you know, it's a new platform, so I'm sure they'll work it out. But it does suck that, you know, during the giveaway time. I mean, I think it's just funny. Like, you know, you're watching somebody on Whatnot and they'll have 45 people watching. And as soon as they say the word giveaway, there's 100 people in there instantly. Like, instantly. It's like, how do these people know? I mean, you know, how are they guessing that quickly that, you know, that's what the word giveaway that he's talking about? Yeah, it's been a while since I've done Vendetta on a Tuesday, probably. That's a problem when you only do these shows once a week and then 3 times a month. You can't do everyone's Paydirt. I was going through it the other day because I keep a bookmark of every single Paydirt seller that I've ever panned out, I've ever panned or bought from, the ones that have closed and stuff like that. And there's so many. I'm like, man, I have not seen, you know, pan like Gold Bay, except for the championship. You know, I haven't done a review on Gold Bay in forever. I don't really like Gold Bay. Dave's a great guy. Oh, and by the way, Mike. So, Mike, I probably shouldn't be telling everyone this. So, if you're listening to this show, people, pretend surprised if you see this video. So, the other day, Mike GNS, I was on your Whatnot, and we were talking about these. You were talking about the slabs, the gold slabs with the quartz. And you mentioned I think I or somebody else brought up the Gold Bay, how David found that slurry and found a whole bunch of pieces. Maybe it was Brad that brought it up. When he was cutting all of his slabs. And you said, man, that'd be some great stuff to pan. Well, right after that, I reached out to Dave at Gold Bay and I said, I want to pan your slurry. Ship me your slurry. I'll send you back the gold. I'll do whatever you want. He's already done it. So he did say he's making a video about it. So I'm hoping he did. And I'm hoping he doesn't butcher it up and make it a whole bunch of 15-second shorts. But I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to make a whole bunch of YouTube shorts out of it or something, or Facebook shorts. But supposedly, you weren't the first one that thought of panning up that slurry, Mike, from the slab. So it should be an interesting video. I'd love to see how much gold is in that. Was it the Gold Bay Mexican? Yeah, I'm not talking about real Gold Bay. That's Gold Fever prospecting now. I mean, it's Gold Bay Paydirt. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the owner of Gold Fever Prospecting. I like him. He's a good guy, but it's just not the same. You're never going to get extra gold, really. Not slurry. I have a bag of Gold Bay 5 grams. Yeah, I love Vendetta's Paydirt. There's some Paydirt sellers, you know. I have to tell you, it is super hard. When I do my top 10, I go through my top 10 probably every month just to make sure everything's okay and a seller hasn't closed or, you know, run away or something like that. But I was thinking about it the other day because I was like, I probably won't be doing any more championship battles. I might want to do one this year, but then after that, I won't be doing the championship videos anymore. They've run their course, I think, but that was kind of my basis on my top 10 because I was like, if it's just up in my head, there's gonna be certain sellers that, you know, like both of the mics could close and I would still have them 1 and 2 and be like, yeah, they don't sell, but you know, you might have one on your shelf, you know. There's just some Paydirt sellers like Gold Bay. I think I just moved Gold Bay down 1 the other day last time I redid it, and that really killed me. It was like, oh, that just stabs me in the heart having to move Gold Bay down, you know. And it wasn't for anything bad. I think it was because I put Gold Baron ahead of him, and I really like Gold Baron's Paydirt, but you know he's new. The old people that have panned out tons and tons of their Paydirt, you know. I mean, I still remember. I think it was when my channel was like 4 or 5 years old. I think it was probably around that. I did my first Christmas giveaway, and Dave donated a 7-gram nugget for the Christmas giveaway. And I was like, dude, that is so awesome. I was like, and I didn't win it. I don't even remember who won it. I'll have to go back through my feeds and see if I can find out who won that. But like, that is cool. Have a seller graveyard, yeah. There's a whole bunch of sellers. I look at it all the time, like, because it takes me a long time because I don't update my bookmarks on my computer too often, just because it's just like a monstrosity. I have Paydirt sellers I've reviewed, Paydirt sellers I want to review or Paydirt sellers I haven't reviewed, Paydirt sellers I have reviewed and I will review again, Paydirt sellers I have reviewed and I would never review again, then Paydirt sellers I've reviewed who have closed. So I have all these bookmarks, probably hundreds of sites on there. And every time I go through some of them, I'm like, oh man, I remember them. They were so good, you know. There's a lot of old sellers that I miss, you know. Jimbo's Gold, one of my favorites, you know. I talked to Jim a while back. I was trying to get him to make me a bag of Paydirt because he still goes out prospecting. I still see him on Facebook every once in a while. He goes prospecting, but he would not make me a bag of Paydirt. I was like, oh, come on, make me a bag of Paydirt for my shelf. You're like, nope, I'm done with that. Hey, Chasing Cheddar with Curtis, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Teo, how's it going? We were talking about you. I was talking about how you were outbidding me for the Paydirt on Mike's Whatnot. It does. I mean, it's kind of weird where, you know, like the way I think about Yukon Alley now is the way I used to think about Gold Bay, you know, because Dave used to, it was all stuff he mined. He'd put in extra stuff, you know. And while there's some great sellers, I love Vendetta, I love Gold Nugget Sales and Gold Baron. There's a lot, Culver Prospect. There's a lot of great sellers out now. But, you know, Dave, his shop was right next to his mine. So he would be mining. He'd say, oh, I need to fill these orders. I need another 2 pounds of dirt. Hold on. And he'd go to mine and, you know, get some dirt. And you'd buy a 1 gram bag and you'd end up with 3 grams, you know. And you can do that now with Yukon Alley because she puts in her super cons. But that's just what's like the super cool thing about some Paydirt sellers, you know. But then the other ones like that aren't like that are just great sellers like Vendetta, Gold Nugget Sales, you know. That's why I love this hobby, you know. And the good thing about this hobby is how much better it has gotten over the years. You know, like if I think back to the day where, you know, 1 or 2 sellers sold decent Paydirt, 70%. Like I remember 70%. You got like I think on a good Paydirt back in the day, like Jimbo's Gold, or anyone else, Tom's Gold Dirt. I don't even remember what his name used to be. He's changed it. But Tom's, they were all 75%. If you bought a 1 gram bag, you were getting a 75% ROI. Now you get a 1 gram bag, you're 85 to 90% is about norm. So. Miners Depot, yeah. Miners Depot. I heard through the grapevine that Miners Depot was considering selling Paydirt again. So if you go to their website, Skookum Gold Camp, and send them a message and tell them we want your Paydirt, they might start selling it. But they I have heard Miners Depot is thinking about it. But yeah, there's a lot like A&B Prospecting. They stopped shipping Paydirt. They took it off their website. They no longer sell Paydirt. I mean, you can still get their Paydirt, I think, from their stores. Vendetta probably knows. But they don't sell it shipping anymore. So which sucks. Because I like their Paydirt. They're good, you know. Realistically, 80 to 90% ROI. Well, the thing is, people got smart. So back in the day, so I know this for a fact. There a lot of the sellers in the day that made Paydirt bought their gold from places like Nuggets by Grant. And they paid spot price. So if gold was $100 per gram, they were buying gold for exactly, and it was probably a little bit more because Nuggets by Grant makes a little profit. So he would charge $102. They would pay $102 for gold, and then they would sell the bag of Paydirt for $120 so they could make their 75% ROI. Nowadays, Paydirt sellers have gotten smart, and they just skip Nuggets by Grant and go to the other person and say, hey, I'll give you 85%. So now they're only paying $85 for gold. So now they can sell their Paydirt for $105. They make the exact same amount of profit that they would have back in the day with $75, and they just cut out the middleman, Nuggets by Grant, or whoever was selling the gold in bulk. Same thing. I know for a fact. I don't want to say anything. I try not to say anything bad, but Big Texas Prospecting. I know where he was buying his gold from. He was paying spot price for his gold. You can't pay spot price for your gold and compete. I mean, you can make Paydirt. Like, I could buy spot price gold all day long, but you have to charge more. And they have some. You can tell the Paydirt sellers who buy their gold cheap that are paying under spot for their gold, and you can tell the ones that are just, going to GNS and buying 5 grams of gold in a vial, and making 5 bags of Paydirt, because their ROI is going to be 70%, Well, since it's 0% ROI, that means you're paying 0. I just sent you a whole bunch of money. Send me 10 bags. I sent you a whole bunch of zeros. You got your copper nugget in? Where'd you get a copper nugget from? Is that from Vendetta? Bill's Trash and Treasure. Bill's Trash and Treasure is still selling Paydirt. I miss her. I miss Jan's videos, but last time I talked to them, they kind of got really busy with stuff, so they kind of stopped doing the whole video thing. 'Cause it takes a lot of time to make videos, do stuff on YouTube with very little return. So, all right, I think we got this all clean. Let go. Let's go. There we go. Oh, we can't forget this. The nose sort of smile. So might as well buy your own gold and toss it on. That's no fun, though. That's just not fun. That's the same idea as just saying, then why go to a movie theater when you could just, get some cardboard from the trash and make your own set and tell your kids, you pretend you're Romeo, you pretend you're Juliet, and I'll be the crazy robot with the guns. Film it, then watch it after dinner, with popcorn. Like, why go play golf? You can just take the ball, throw it in the hole, and say, boom, hole in one. I mean, I understand the sentiment, but as long as you're getting a decent return, which is why I do my review videos, is because you want to get a decent return. If you go and, for example, if you go play golf, if you go to a country club and you say, I want to pay $100 to play, and they say it's $100, and you go out there and the hole is like a putt-putt course and it's like 3 feet, and you're like, what the junk? You're going to feel disappointed, and you just spent all this money, and it's a guaranteed, one putt hole in one, and 18 holes like that, where the whole course is only 30 feet long, you can feel disappointed. Same thing with Paydirt. They have some really horrible Paydirt that you would be better off just buying gold and dumping some, and some dirt from your backyard. But it's the same, and it's the same token also on why some people that play golf go to different spots to play. There's a reason why, there's golf courses more than one in every city, especially, why have more than one free golf course? And they'll have, in Evansville, I think they have 2 free golf courses. Why? Because it's different play, different variety. Same thing with Paydirt. There's a difference between panning out something from Arizona as opposed to California. Like tonight was California. So, but we're gonna pan out some Arizona tonight too, because I got like 30 more minutes to pan. And I do have a bag here from Vendetta. So we have a bag of Vendetta's none. He sent me 2 bags a long time ago. Where's the other one? Let me see. So he sent me 1 bag that says some. You probably can't read it, but it does say some on there. Some. And where does it say? None. So one of these has a little bit of gold added and some has none. So we're going to go through the bag of none. Because we already found enough gold for the night, so. Hey, Crash, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Steven Stark, thank you for joining the show. And if one of my mods wants to drop the hidden link, I'd appreciate it. Alaskan Assassin, how's it going? Cajun Bullion, A3 Sky Warrior, how's everyone doing? Oh, everyone's coming in at the 7 o'clock time. So here's our none bag we're going to be going through. That's a lot of material. That's a good. So we're going to pan this quick. And we got 30 minutes. We already found a good pile of gold. For everyone new that's coming in, this is what we found. From a Vendetta 100%, a double 100% bag. So, you know, $400, 100% ROI bag from Vendetta. A nice nugget in there. 8 p.m. for you. Yeah, it is 7 here, so yeah. Well, yeah, the none bag should have none. That's why I mean. That's why I'm panning out the none bag. Because it says none. Because that's what you told me, that you sent me 2 bags. One said some, one said none. The bag with some had a little bit of gold. You added some to it. They were both essentially the same stuff. And the bag with none, you didn't add anything. Oh, it's got a shell in it. Did you get this stuff from... Did you get this from the other Mike? Were you hanging out with him? Either way, it doesn't matter. We already found gold tonight, so even if it's only got a little some or none, boy, this is like... I don't know what this material... This looks like other Mike material. It really does. Without the black sands. Softball just finished up. Well, I know a lot of people come in. And Cajun Bullion, I'll have to email you. I need to see about another trade with you. Once I get all my stuff and organized. Almost 5 here. Yeah. Yeah, I missed my old 7 o'clock time slot. I think my 7 o'clock time slot was the perfect one, but just... And I'll probably might go back to the 7 o'clock one of these days. Either that or I'm going to start... I need to figure out either going back to 7 or staying at 6 and then being able to do a show till 9. But the problem with that is I pan too fast. I need to learn how to pan slower on camera, really slow. Oh, did I say that? Oh, well, I'm old. I'm senile. You just gotta laugh and say, "Oh, old senile old man." But man, can he pan? Yeah, the none has none. The some has some, and we're panning up the none bag. Oh, this is a Mexico Paydirt. I know you told me. See, the thing is, when I do a lot of my shelf Paydirt, if I know I'm going to pan it out, I write a sheet up about it. But for whatever reason, I think I have a mental block with you, Vendetta. I never write up sheets for your Paydirt. Like anyone else sends me Paydirt, I write it all down. I put it in a little, spreadsheet thing, and I print it up and bring it down to the live show so I'll know. Oh, he said this is Mexico Paydirt, and this is, it's got this much. For whatever reason, I have a block with you because I think it's just usually they email me, so I can copy it from an email and say, okay, let me write this. Me and you, it's always like over the phone. So I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll remember that. And 2 minutes later, I'm like, tweet, 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 tweet. But yeah, if one of my mods wants to drop the hidden link, don't forget, you can post in the hidden link, and one person will be picked tonight. You will get a chance to either win a gold-plated dime or a little bit of Miller Prospecting gold. So we got 9 envelopes with one of their other in there, so you'll get to pick out of the 9 envelopes and maybe get one of the other. A lot of seashells in this one. Boop. Trying to get a seashell in every pan, man. Yeah. But yeah, I would like to get, if I could keep my shows from 6 to 9. If I could do a 3-hour show, But the problem is once I get to a certain point, like this one, what? We already went through the original Vendetta bag by 7 in an hour. So I can milk another 30 minutes talking and then doing the giveaway. So I either need to start buying bigger bags of Paydirt for Tuesdays, like 3-pound bags or 5-pound bags. You know, maybe that's what I'll have to start doing is asking all these sellers, you know, when I do a bag of Paydirt, send me a custom bag, make it 5 pounds and pay extra for shipping, you know. Yeah, Mike, your shelves are looking pretty bare over that Gold Nugget sales. I was doing my daily ROI. I was like, man, sellers are running low. A lot of Paydirt sellers are hitting out. Still haven't found any gold. No gold yet. Lord Shadow, how's it going? Did any of my mods drop the hidden link? Do I have to do it myself? They did. Okay. Thank you very much, Don. Thank you very much, Donna. I wasn't sure. I was panning and I didn't see if it dropped or not. But thank you very much, Donna. There you go. Yeah, wait till July. July is going to be Miller Prospecting's GNS Gold Nugget sales month. So don't give these people what they want. Make them wait till July. They'll appreciate it more, Mike. Hey, Bob, thanks for joining the show. I appreciate that. Good timing, too. You don't have to look at my ugly mug. You can just look at some pan and some water and hopefully some gold. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. I'm sure you've probably just been hiding, lurking. Yeah. All right, let's see. Anything yet? 3 pans. Still no gold. This is all easy material. See, this is the non-Arizona night. I think I told Nightbot that this is Arizona material too tonight. Oh, well. Nightbot's never been right. I know I had to buy 2 new tarps. I just got 2 new tarps in the other day so I could dry all my Tuesday tailings. I got 2 5-gallon buckets I got to dry. And I've been procrastinating doing it because I don't want to go outside 92-degree heat and be flipping dirt over and raking dirt, but I got to do it this week. Yep, there will be a Christmas in July. Woot woot. You have to send me the details about that, Mike. But I need to email you anyway about something, Mike. And you should be getting a package in from me soon, Mike, but I'll let you know. I'll send you the tracking number once I get it. No. Thought I saw something, but nope. Well, if you want to see some gold tonight, you're not going to see any in these pans probably, but let me see. This is what I got earlier. A Vendetta $400 100% ROI bag. You didn't do did you do Christmas in July last year? Or was it the year before that? Don't forget my sticker. I need my sticker. If you just send me the sticker, I'm okay. That's all I need is a sticker. Because next week I'm gonna be shooting a video. I need the sticker. I don't have to peel it off. Where does the gold come from Vendetta? I just like everyone else all over the world, probably. I mean, I do know Vendetta does have some sources in Arizona that he buys gold from, but that's pretty much anywhere. If you're gonna have, California sellers know of California people that sell gold that they'll buy from. Mike knows people. Mike GNS knows people all over, and Mike from Vendetta does know people. But you got to assume 90% of the time, unless a bag is marked very specifically, 99% of the time, any Paydirt will be just gold from all over. Yukon, California, Arizona, wherever they can get it from. Usually if a Paydirt seller has a very specific gold, they'll let you know. Like, Gold Bay just did his Mexican gold. Mike from Gold Nugget Sales has his Australian gold. He does his Leaf gold. He does all his different bands, and where he tells you specifically where the gold is from. Brian Thomas did an Arizona bag recently where he told you all the gold was from Arizona. The dirt was from California, but the gold was from Arizona. So typically a seller, if they've got a very specific gold, they will tell you. Otherwise, they just, it's from all over the world. All right, gold log. Thank you, Mike. You can do a gold year. Yeah, see, I couldn't do a year of anybody. I need to churn and burn my Paydirt to afford to buy more Paydirt. And Lord Shadow, I don't know if I said hi to you, but thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. And anyone, if I missed you in chat, I appreciate you being here. Brewers Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Jeff, thank you for joining the show. Yazzie Gold, ended up putting it through a coffee grinder. Oh. I always wanted to do a video. I don't remember back in the day, I think it was called a Vitamix. They were the blenders that the guy would throw golf balls and stuff in. I was going to buy one a while back. I think it was like 2 years ago I thought up the idea. I was going to get a Vitamix and then find somebody that was selling like either crushed ore or a lot of quartz with gold in it and throw it all in there and then pan it to see how it did. But then I kind of got worried that it would pulverize everything and make it all into like minus 400 gold or minus 500 gold, or it would break it and I'd have in the hospital with shards of rocks all in me. But, and it would only really work with gold in rocks, because if it's gold in quartz, you could probably sell it for more and you'd be losing money by breaking it all up. Can I get one of your stickers? Yeah, just email me. Type in email in the chat, just the word email, and I'll give you my email address, dylan@millerprospecting.com. Just email me and send me your address, and I'll send you one. There you go. It's just making you money, just sitting there, just making you money with the gold going up. So, Bassomatic 2000. I don't remember. I mean, it was. I can't remember the name of the thing, but I actually looked them up on eBay. But they're like $300, and I was like, well, for an experiment I'm going to be doing once, I didn't know if I wanted to spend $300 and probably break it, so I couldn't really sell it again. Yeah, but I wanted to do like, so they have like the guy MBML that has a YouTube channel like his. You can buy rocks from him. There's lots of people that sell rocks on eBay and stuff, gold ore, supposed gold ore. But you have to get a rock crusher. And I don't know if you've ever seen like Vendetta's rock crusher that he made. Those things are beasts, And they require, welding and all kinds of other stuff and upkeep. If you can just throw it in a blender, it'd be awesome. And I did a video a while back on a $30 rock crusher, but it was very tedious and time consuming and not very much fun. So if you just throw something in a blender, I really don't think a coffee grinder would grind up rocks though. Probably the quartz it would. But like I said, the problem with quartz is you're probably losing money that way. Yeah, I need Ozark. If you're still listening, I know you can't usually chat the thing, but send me a message. Text me info. I keep forgetting. My mom's been in the hospital the last couple of days, so kids over. Daughter just bought a house. I've got so much stuff. Just plumbing issues here again. Oak Island curse in my backyard is getting worse. But if you send me messages, I'll kind of like remember them. But I need to know about your thing so I can do it on my show. I don't know when does it end? Does anyone know when Ozark Bucks thing ends? When does his event end? Because if one of my mods want to put a link to his video, because I'd have been promoting it the whole time. I just, like I said, just my mind's been all over the place. So yeah, she just got a clear bill of health, or, but always, something to worry about when somebody goes in, just wasn't feeling good, went to hospital, then they discharged her and she started feeling bad again. They put her back in. So, but, just got a big old bill out of it. Okay, three. I haven't watched SNL in years. I'm probably one of the few people I've never really watched a lot of SNL. I don't know why. Now I probably watch more SNL now just because they'll pop up on my feeds for like Instagram or TikTok or something, where they'll pop up and I'll be like, oh, SNL, and I'll watch the thing. I'll have to send you, when I email you, I'll send you the links. I made 2 videos about I have an Oak Island curse in my backyard. Or it was it wasn't a curse at the point, it was a treasure hunt in my backyard that has now become a curse. So I have an Oak Island money pit in my backyard, it seems. But I don't have to email you the links. You could just look through my old feed. It was like 3 weeks ago I put the first video. I put 2 videos out, and I will have a conclusion video because I'm done with it. I'm going to be, after this, I will just let it swallow my whole yard or whatever. But that's that video will be coming out next week sometime. I just have to shoot it and edit it, and it's just been so hot I don't want to go outside and mess with it. But I need to, because it's going to be raining all week next week, and it's just going to make it worse. So 308 Prospecting, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Thanks for dropping that too, HD. I wish it was Poltergeist. If it was something cool like Poltergeist with ghosts and stuff and trees coming through my windows making, clowns making noises, I would be okay with that, because that would be kind of scary. I could invite like Poltergeist people over here, but no, this one's just... They're both short videos. I think they were both like 5-minute videos. They're both short. All right, so we haven't found any gold yet from this none bag. I don't know why he's calling it the none bag. It got none in it. You'd think he'd have filled it with a whole bunch of gold. So he'd be like, what? This is a none bag? I'm going to have to get me some of that sun bag. Pennywise is down there. I don't know if anyone's ever read those books, but... The Stand, I used to read Stephen King a lot when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to love Stephen King until you get to the last chapter. And then Pennywise just turns out to be like some entity that's, what was he? What was in the books? What was he? A giant spider? That was the only form that Pennywise could take, was a spider that they would see. And then kids all got together and they formed a giant turtle to fight the spider. It's kind of like, yeah, okay. You need to come up with better endings there, King. Brad, I'm serious. I mean, at least if your house is haunted, you can make money. You can start doing tours, and there's some just having a money pit is not good. I mean, technically, I guess I could, like come look at the well. Will you fall in it or not? Will you die in Dylan's backyard? And his get that dump truck full of cement mix. Yeah, yeah. Well, if it gets worse, I'm gonna have to do something. So I was going to the other day. I had kind of, I don't want to say too much because I haven't shut the video. I was just going to fill it, but then I said, I don't want to spend that much money just to fill it. So I'm gonna do another jinky fix on it and see if the jinky fix, because I don't want to destroy it. That's the thing is, I really think it is a really cool part of this house, and I try to keep my house. I don't update anything in my house without it looking like old. Like all the lights in my house are old style ceramic lights that I've rewired so they still look old, but they are new and they have all new wiring in them and stuff like that. All the handles, plumbing and stuff are all old ceramic ones, but I've just had them redone. So they're all good. So I would like to keep the feature in the backyard because I think it's really awesome. But if I fill it, then it's done. It's old and done. So I'd like to do a temporary patch on it if it can last me 2 or 3 years till my kids are out and it's just me and I can sit in my backyard and fiddle faddle with it for, every day for months on end. That's what I'd like. Don't know if that's going to happen because if this patch doesn't work and it gets worse, then I'm just going to have to destroy it. So, and Ozark Buck, since obviously you're here, make sure to text me later tonight after the show, and I'll watch you. I still haven't watched the video. Like I said, I kind of been just out of it for the last couple of days. Oh, wait. Will be a piece of gold. Oh, no, it was something that wasn't gold. I thought it was gold. Maybe it is gold. What is it? Nah, it's not gold. So, when does it end though? If someone could tell me, when does Ozark Bucks thing end? Hopefully not too soon, because I wish I could have promoted it tonight. Let me see. Maybe somebody replied to me. No. Yeah, and definitely Ozark Bucks thing is a worthy cause. And HD, thank you for posting a link to it. So a week, all right. So I'll have to look because if I can promote it next Tuesday, I will. If not, I'll post it on my Patreon and I'll post it on just my YouTube community page. And then I need to join it and do it and make sure, because I don't know, I don't even know if he announced the prizes that I'm in the prizes, because I think, was it 2 half-gram bags for me? So definitely go support him. Great guy for a great cause. So week or two. Hopefully it's, and thank you, Donna. Thank you for that very much for that. Don't forget to post a link in the hidden videos so you can either win a gold-plated dime for Miller Prospecting or a little bit of Miller Prospecting gold that I panned out on one of my shows, or one of my reviews. So, yeah. Nothing. So that big old bag of none was none. But still do have a bag of some that will have some in it. We'll have to do next time. But for tonight, the none bag had none in it. Luckily, I was smart and grabbed one of those 100% ROI bags from Vendetta, which he is out of stock on. But I will tell everyone, just like I do, so every week on Patreon, or every day on Patreon, Monday through Friday, I do a daily ROI chart where I tell you the top sellers, the top ROIs, the best bag you can possibly get. Today I did find a over 100% ROI bag for my daily chart, but Vendetta 5-pound bag, I think what was today was like 99.12%, something like that, for his 5-pound 5-gram bag. So you can't beat that. Vendetta, good dad, ton of material to go through. And look at this, we got to do the honker test before we make you look at my ugly mug. Nice, almost moon shaped. There we go. It looks like a mini smile. So there we go. I'll put that up. No AZ in Indiana. Yeah. There's no AZ anywhere. All right, there we go. Now it's ugly mug time. Next 2 weeks, all right. All right, that was a great bag of Paydirt. I like both of those bags of Paydirt. Even the second one didn't have any gold, the first one made up for it. So, all right, let's shrink down the panning cam. Let me go with the ugly mug cam. So there we go. We'll leave that gold right there. All right, let me catch up on everything. There we go. So yeah, so Ozark, I will be next Tuesday. I will promote your thing if it's still going on next Tuesday. In fact, I need to write a note about that. Hold on. Oh, I don't have anything. So the other day, I was shooting. After the last video I shot, because the only way I can run my system the way I have a studio and a laptop upstairs and a laptop down here in my studio is I have a hard drive, and I bring the information from back and forth. If I shoot a video, I shoot it onto the hard drive. I bring it upstairs, I download it, edit it, and do all that. And certain things, like my intro video and all that, it goes back and forth because I have to edit it. Every single month I have to edit it, or every single week I have to edit it. Well, for whatever reason, after I shot the video for last Saturday, I bring it upstairs, it was corrupted. Couldn't do it. So I had to come back down here, reshoot the entire video. Wasn't a long or complicated video, thankfully. It wasn't a Paydirt review, thankfully. But since then, so when I went upstairs, the hard drive was corrupted. I had to do the fix, where it tells you we can reconstruct your thing. And it lost like half my thing. So it lost all my like Tuesday info that I have that I normally keep track of. So I didn't have any paper to bring down. I didn't bring down the normal Tuesday papers I bring down. So, but Ozark Buck. So I'm really hoping it was just a one-time thing, because we're going to find out. I have it plugged in here, so we'll have to see when I bring it back upstairs if it messes anything up. We'll have to find out. I think I'll throw 10 ounces. Yeah, it's $10. I mean, that's a cup of coffee nowadays at Starbucks, isn't it? I mean, I haven't been to Starbucks in 10 years, but it's probably what they charge for a cup of coffee. I mean, that's a $10. What's that? One taco on Taco Bell's value meal? You can't even get a Happy Meal for $10 these days, almost. I think Ozark types on his phone. I think he does all his stuff from his phone. So I think that's why. He probably typed something and and it just repeated it. So, all right, let me get here. I will post it. I can actually do this one myself. I'll post the hidden link one more time. Because, yeah, we're going to be giving away. So the way it works is if I pull your name, and as always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with this giveaway. It's 100% by me to give back to everyone that does a live show. So in a few minutes, I will pull one random comment from everyone who's posted a comment in this hidden video. and you'll get your choice from one of these 9 envelopes, either 2 through 10. Envelope number 1 was won last week. Someone picked number 1. And inside those envelopes are either a gold-plated dime from Miller Prospecting or a little bit of gold from Miller Prospecting. So there we go. So make sure you go leave a comment. We're going to do that in a second. Yeah, my phone is horrible. That's what I was telling. So the other day when I was on Whatnot, and I was talking about the giveaways that Mike does, I have to open my phone. And he's like, oh, you don't use your phone? I use my phone for like nothing other than like watching videos on TikTok, and that's about it. If I type something, I will type the simplest thing like "the" and click then. And when I look down, it'll say I typed, like Zenith. And I'm like, well, I did not type Zenith. I typed the, THE. I typed 3 words and my phone just wrote Zenith. So anything that takes any type of typing, I have to use my computer for. So, and it's only going to get worse because I'm getting older. My eyes are getting worse and my hands are shaking. And what you going to do? Speak to text me. Yeah. So, but all right, everyone get their things in. I'm going to go make sure all the comments are going through. Get a copy. Looks like they're all going through. Yep, they are. So, all right. So everyone's comments went through. We get the details. We can get the link. We got the link. There we go. So yeah, we're going to do the giveaway. Someone will win a prize. But before I do that, because everyone always runs away from the show once they didn't win or they win. Now, Saturday, I will have a video out. So I'm not going to say Saturday. It's Saturday or Sunday because I'm eyeballing hard drive here. I'm going to have to do some experiments, do some recordings, but this is going to be a very long recording video I'm shooting. So I'm doing an equipment review that should be out either Saturday or Sunday, or maybe Monday if something catastrophic goes wrong with the hard drive and I've got to reshoot some stuff. Luckily, this is a video. I can reshoot stuff. So, like I said, I will have a video out this weekend. We'll say that. I will have a new video out this weekend. Sometime next week, I will do the Oak Island, the finale, because then after that, I'm done with it. Like I said, I can't keep throwing stuff at it. I'm out of ideas and stuff. But the finale to the Oak Island. Next Tuesday will be the Patreon Guess the Gold contest. So if you are a Patreon member and you haven't guessed on the last nugget I showed, go there. I will put a reminder later tonight. I will make a post on Patreon. So make sure you go guess the gold. I have prizes. You don't need to be a paid member either. You can be a free member on Patreon. So you can just go join my Patreon for free. You won't really see anything on my Patreon except for that to guess. All the daily ROIs and things like that. The only thing I do for my free members. So they can find the best deals and find those good bags of ROI of Paydirt. So yeah, gold guessing contest. We'll have a video out Saturday. And then next Tuesday, we're going to find out who guessed the gold right. Give away a whole bunch of prizes. Give some prizes away for the new members, things like that. And now, let's do the giveaway. So we're going to say bye-bye to the gold. Later tonight, I might also post a picture of that nugget. I might weigh it up and post it. I just don't have time to do it tonight. But I'm curious about that nugget. So if anyone wants to guess really quick while they're doing it. I'm thinking it's 1.5, maybe 1.6. So I don't know. Steven LeBlanc. I know. I think about that all the time. I'm like, man, I just need to get one of those giant phones, XL phones. But then I'm like, I'm just going to drop it and break it, and then it'll be twice as expensive to fix. So, but all right, let's get rid of the pan and cam. Move that down. My cat's over here. If you see me drop all of a sudden, it's because my cat is over here slapping the little lever on my chair that makes it go up and down, and it is fully up. So if my cat puts enough weight on it, I'm going to drop down. And now he's staring at me because he heard me talking about him. So, what? My cat doesn't talk very much. He's not a big meower. He was injured as a baby, wee kitten, so he doesn't meow a lot. But all right, let's go. Let me get the code. We're going to shrink down the ugly mug. I need to. Hold on. If you not leave it alone, stop. And he's getting fat. He's like a big old fat chunker now. And I know he's He's just trying to mess with me. But all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Go to what is the best website ever for Paydirt information. And there we go. Miller Prospecting, best website ever. All my videos, including where to sell placer gold in 2025. So if you've got placer gold to sell, I'll tell you all the places, the pros, the cons of each one. The better. Some are good, some are bad, and some are in between. So top 10 recommended sellers. Number 1, Gold Nugget Sales. Number 2, Culver. Number 3, Vendetta Prospecting. Number 1. Number 1 and 3 are the only ones with Paydirt in stock. Culver's out. Culver does have some I think he's only got a quarter gram left and a half gram, maybe 1/2 gram left. He's really limited stock. The last 100 reviews, including the Gold Baron Paydirt, his Iron Death bag. So those are those. And of course, random comment picker. We're going to fetch that. And good luck to everyone. Remember, you must reply in the live chat to claim your prize, which is going to be one of these envelopes. And then you have to tell me which one you want. Number 2 through 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. So luck is in your own hands on whether you get a gold-plated dime or a little bit of more prospecting gold. So let's continue. 41. Sean McLeland. Hey, everyone, don't forget you've got to be in it to win it. There you go. Well, you're in it, and you did win it. So, Sean McLeland, congratulations. You are the winner. Now, I just need you to post something in the live chat. And because Sean won, everyone's got to look at my ugly mug full size. So, there we go. There we go. And now I can catch up on chat, see what everyone says. 1.8, 1.28. Yeah, I will post a picture. I'll probably put it on Patreon, but if I do it on Patreon, it'll be free. Might drop it on community too. YouTube's community with the pictures sucks. It was. I really enjoyed it. I even like the sun bag and the nun bag, not the sun bag. I still have the sun bag. So this one will be at another time. Next time I need some stuff. Looks like same material, but this one has some in it. So this one we will find a little bit of gold. And I do still have a Turkey Creek bag too, I think. Yeah, that's a Turkey Creek bag. So I still got more Vendetta, you know. Got to keep my favorites, you know. Got to keep them full. So now we're just waiting. Oh, you're here. No. Yeah, so we're just waiting. My computer's freaking out. I think it's about time I buy myself a new laptop soon, or my credit card buys me a new laptop. And I think I'm gonna have to move my upstairs laptop down to here, because I get this weird flickering on my screen all the time because it doesn't like running OBS and other things. And I'm only running OBS and Chrome. That's it. So either that or I might have to strip down my Chrome for a while and bare bones it. I have to get a Rich Hill bag for your shelf. Might have to. I was going to go for that, what was it, the $10,000 bag or the $5,000 bag you had? But, you know, then I would have had to, you know, take all the gold out and then put this bag on the shelf, and that wouldn't have been no fun. He has, oh, there he is. Number 7. So, all right, let's go get number 7. I shuffled them all up. I don't know why I shuffled them all up, because I've got to find them. 5, 6, and of course it's going to be one of the last ones to find. So there you go. Number 7. This one's yours. I will write your name on it just so. You know, see? Sean, number 7. There we go. I will ship that out to you later today. Actually, yeah, maybe later today. I got to go by the post office, so. But I'm going to get out of here, everyone. I thank everyone who joined me tonight. Like I said, I will have a video later this week. Next Tuesday is the Patreon. So if you haven't made your guess, go make your guess right now. You only got a couple days left. You can be a free member and guess, and you can win a prize. So everyone's going to win. If you guess, you got a chance to win a prize. So, and then next Tuesday, we're doing that. And then also later in the week, Oak Island disaster in my backyard. But hope everyone has a really good week. Hopefully everyone finds some really good gold. If you're a Patreon member, we still have 3 more days to hopefully find a really good deal with my daily ROI chart. But I'm going to get out of here. Thanks to everyone. Have a great Tuesday, rest of your Tuesday, and the rest of your week.